believe in me, and I really don't care. You know you wanna be me, but you never will. You're my competition. I'm already winning.
The stereotypes of a black woman. And it's like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
hey, y'all.
we're back talking about black women. No. But no, we're talking we just wanted to do a separate video about Mary Cosby and about that moment that she had with Robert Jr. where she found out the depth of his addiction. So before we talk about that scene, we kind of just want to talk about just Mary in
Well,
general.
yeah, Mary in general is just like all the the black women on reality shows who get a bad rap or depicted as the angry black woman.
That always has she got an attitude. She's rude.
Because if she
She's
has an opinion,
this.
she has an attitude.
Right. So it's okay when the white women have an opinion and they're she's so quirky. She's quirky. But the black woman,
And we kind of mentioned it on this last episode with Salt Lake City. We kind of mentioned, like, we kind of was, bringing it up, like, because you said Meredith, yeah, for her, it's like, oh, okay, she could be loud or whatever, but she's not going to be perceived as
yes,
anything.
the women will
Of
never walk
Mary,
away
yeah.
talking about
Hmm.
Meredith. Oh, Meredith was so aggressive
Yeah.
at the table. Meredith was so this
Oh,
and so
yeah.
that. They'll never say that.
Mary be called aggressive,
Angry.
angry,
Ghetto.
attitude.
Ghetto. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm gonna say one of the things that I really like the fact that Andy knew that this show was flailing and probably on the cusp of not being renewed had it not been for a Monica who we're not going to talk about, but I'm just going to say I'm giving Monica her props too.
No,
Monica
definitely.
and Mary were what revived this show. Because with
Yeah.
Jen being gone, Monica and Mary brought it back.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off or anything, but yes, definitely Monica as far as credits towards bringing nobody in this franchise or any franchise, a newbie came in and ate like that. She left no crumbs at that table.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And
She kills it.
she did. And I'm going to say this, not just Monica, but her mother too, starving for attention. Like, that's the kind of
Yeah,
family.
taking her car.
Yes.
Girl, you
Yes.
trifling.
That's the
You're
kind
trifling.
good for nothing type of mother. We've been hanging around each other too long. But yes, but I'm just saying that is the type of family, hello Bravo, that you want to
Yes.
have on TV.
But it's real, and I like the realness.
That's what
It's
I'm
like,
saying. Monica never sugarcoated the fact that she cheated on her husband
no,
and it was
no.
a Mormon and did all these unsavory, un-Mormon like things. And she said it with her head held high. This is who I am.
And then I like not just that, but also it's like, dang, I gotta fit in with these girls, but I'm not rich. I'm not paying this bill or selling this and selling that just to go to a party. Remember, she was breaking down with her mom, like, I had just to get a Louis bag. Like, I didn't want to feel like these girls were gonna judge me or whatever. Not to say, well, maybe some of them would have, but not to say they all would have. But you know what I'm saying? It was like, dang, she felt like they can't even accept me for me. Like I have to do all this and
Oh
act like
yeah.
I have money, and I don't. I mean, not say she didn't. She has not as much money.
Yeah, I mean compared to
Yeah,
them,
compared
like
to them. Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
grasping for
Shout
straws.
out to Mary. I mean, not Mary,
To
Monica.
Monica. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's get into Mary. So, Mary, when we first met her, I'm going to say this. When she was first on the show in the earlier seasons, it was kind of like, to me, I was just like, damn, this lady is quirky, but she's funny and she's giving good TV. So, Mary, the thing about Mary was that she would not allow us to get to know who she was because before she even appeared on the show, we already knew that she was married to her step grandfather. And so that right there was already causing a buzz into who she was.
Yeah.
So Mary really didn't want to get into that,
I
although
mean,
that was
yeah.
something that the ladies was talking
She
about.
was getting to a little bit. I really
Yeah,
just
she got
didn't
into it a
care.
little bit, but it was just like,
She was like, well, my mother, or no, what she said, her, that's what her grandmother.
yeah, Mary basically had to Mary to get that money. Mary had to do what she had to do.
Basically, it was down to her mom and her, and, because they was like, one of y'all got to be. Yeah, one of y'all got,
If you want, yeah, if you
yeah,
want to
one of y'all got to
retain
be,
this
yeah.
wealth, you got to put your panty drawers aside,
And Mary did the bid.
and Mary did the bid and got her coins and did what she did. So that was one of the things. So Mary never really went in depth into that story about her and Robert Sr. Of course, it was already out there and everybody's already Googling it and finding out information anyway. So we know that Mary ended up leaving the show. And it was kind of like, when she left the show, for me, it was kind of like,
I
it
was
wasn't,
mad.
yeah, I was
I didn't
mad
think it was
too.
going to be good, but they brought in Monica.
Yeah. So that when they brought in
Yeah.
Monica, it was just like, well, damn, okay.
I said,
Monica
oh.
blew, yeah. Monica blew the roof off that
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
So now that Mary's back, though, we want to talk about, we're seeing a different side, a softer side of Mary. And with that, we're also seeing Robert Jr. not,
Doing so well.
yeah. So in the scenes prior to us finding out, seasons prior when we saw Robert Jr., we already kind of knew that something was. I always thought something was a little aloof with him, and I always wondered, like when I used to see him on camera, I was always like,
I
"Is he
always knew he was
high?"
high. Yeah.
Yeah, because
No,
I'm
I'm
like,
not
"Is
going
he
to lie.
high?"
Because he was like, yeah, so.
Yeah, because
Talking
remember how she,
slow,
yeah,
like,
she would
yeah.
always ask him
And
questions,
like,
and he would
smile,
evade.
like, yeah, so.
Yeah,
It's
that.
just so spacey.
Yeah. I just thought maybe he was smoking weed. I
No,
didn't realize
yeah.
I didn't realize the
Well, we
severity
didn't.
of what he was doing. I
So
just
let's talk
figured,
about what he doing.
yeah, so Mary has been noticing him and his wife, not wife, have been doing a lot of hanging
Okay,
out
can
together.
we because I got a lot to say about that situation. I got before we get into what he's doing or not doing, or whatever. We know what he's doing, but before we get into that, could we talk about why is she allowing his
Right.
wife? If you, I'm sorry now. If you set up and you got married, you're not about to live in my. They not even. You're in the bedroom.
Yeah. What yeah, watching that time when she went into his room and she was
She
in
was
there in the
laying on the
bed with
bed.
him too. Yeah, that for me was kind of like,
Hold on, y'all.
I wish I had a shot to take. But yeah, that was a little, yeah. And it was like and it was so crazy because like every time Mary sees them together, they're always high. And then remember the girl, love you, Mare.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like want to claw her little eyes
It's not a
out.
mess, but let me.
I mean, they was
I let you.
they was they was they was high off of
Well, we know
something.
what he's on. We can
Yeah,
discuss
so
that because I
let's
was.
talk about
Yeah.
it. So Mary goes into the room. So prior to that, Mary was talking about how she misses her baby and how she misses Robert usually checking in daily.
Junior.
How she misses him checking in daily,
Junior.
and they would have a conversations and stuff like that. And she just said that things are different now that like she basically can't talk to him because she knows that he's really not coherent. You know what I'm saying? It's always hey, hey, so she
Yeah.
goes to the room and she's like, basically, it's time for you to shit or get off the pot. What is going on?
Yeah.
And he basically reveals the substances that he's been
Depression.
on. Yeah, he said he's depressed. And for me,
Because
that's
he
why I
said
said,
he didn't want to. He wasn't gonna go on, meaning he was,
ready to
trying to,
check
yeah.
out. Yeah,
But
ready,
if
like
it
he ain't want to
wasn't
be
for
here no
his
more.
mother, I was like, oh shit, that scene was
Yeah, that
that was
scene.
deep for me. I was like, ooh,
Yeah, I sat there and I was like, I was in tears because here you have, and this is how you know money ain't everything. This woman has provided. Y'all see the house that they live in. So we already know that Robert Jr. probably grew up living his best life, going to the finest schools, wearing the finest clothing. Money ain't a thing to his parents. Him living the life of Riley. So I just say that to say he's telling his mother at his big grown age of what, 23, 24 maybe, depression. So he's popping pills.
Xanax. Yeah. First, he
Xanax.
was doing that, and he said it just
Yeah, the Xanax was not getting him where he
he
used to
mixed
be
it with
anymore.
coke.
Yeah, then he started mixing it with cocaine.
That Tina.
Yes, and then was taking. Then the one time, what he say, he took 10 pills at once. And then as he's talking, you're looking at Mary, and you were seeing the tears, and her just
Yeah.
telling him to continue to talk, and her saying, "I'm not gonna judge you."
Yeah.
So it's just like for me, I just started thinking about a mother's love, the
I love this
mother's
thing.
love
I
for
just
her
loved it.
child.
Yeah, she
The
was
fact that she
vulnerable.
did not, the fact, first of all, she was vulnerable, but the fact that as a mother, she did not judge her child and she continued to
And
let
she
him
shouldn't
speak his
have.
truth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she
I
should
think
not.
if
She
she
should
would have
not
went
have.
down, I
But
think that was a good moment
yeah,
for her. She did it the right way
yeah,
because if
because
she would
there's
have
so
blew
many.
down,
Listen, there's so many parents.
what the hell, cocaine,
Yes,
Xanax. Oh, what the hell? And
yes.
then and she said, and I love how she did it. Do you think you need help? Is it going too far? Do you need like she was being a mother.
Yeah,
She was like,
yeah.
do you do
Not
you
so.
do you
There
need you
aren't
think
many people
you
that
can't
would
blow
have that
down on people
compassion.
all the
Yeah,
time?
you can't.
Cause that wasn't the time to blow down on him
Yeah.
because
Do,
clearly he
can
was
you
going
just
through a
can you just
lot.
imagine the parents that would have, like
And
you
when he
said,
said that
what the hell?
he said he was about to kill himself, but the only reason he did is because of Mary. I said, oh shit. I said, yo, let me get me a glass. I'm like this. I know. I was like, oh, yeah, let me get some tissue.
Yeah. So the fact that Mary allowed cameras into her home to witness that moment that was none of our business,
No,
for us to be sitting up
no,
here talking about it, it ain't none of our damn
no.
business. So
But I think that it's good though because it can help other people that's going through it.
I mean,
Like
yeah, and
check
and to
check your
show them
children. Yeah,
how to
yeah.
be compassionate.
Check your children. You don't. Yeah, you don't just blow down on them. Ask them what's going on. Cause she sit up there and asked them like, "What's going on, Robert?" Like she asked them. She didn't blow down like, "Uh, you know, you don't answer me. You don't come." She didn't yell at them. She just she had a good approach.
Yeah,
She definitely had a good approach.
I feel like all parents need to.
Cause he started breaking down. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he started breaking down
because he was like,
because,
he said he was gonna kill himself, but the only reason he didn't was because of his mom.
and the thing
And
is,
that's
it's
why
like,
people gotta be aware. Like you can't always be so like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, don't be judgmental. But the thing is, it's like you just have to, man, you got to have empathy for people. You
yeah.
don't know what people are growing
And she
through.
said that. What do you want to get better? What can we do to get better? It wasn't like, oh, we
You're
don't
an
do
addict.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't like you're an addict.
You
I
don't
can't
do that
believe.
shit.
Yeah, right.
That's
So
unacceptable. Like she didn't scold him, and she had a good approach, and that was like really good. Like I just like how she had that approach, and it wasn't like because depression is
depression is
real.
real.
Yeah,
It's a real ass thing.
yeah.
Depression will have you thinking nobody loves you, that your life is not worth living, and that maybe you should check up out of here.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. And again, shout out to Mary for, and I'm gonna say this, Mary for being, and this might sound crazy, but shout out to her for being, in my opinion, as of now, the realest housewife on this franchise. Cause I really don't see any other housewife
She checks out, yeah.
being this
Not just
vulnerable and
vulnerable, but
allowing
it's like
us into this, into into the pits of what an addiction looks like and how it's affecting a family.
so you think her housewife sisters are gonna be supportive after they find out or what?
On her cast, yeah. Yes, I even think dumbass Lisa will even be like, "Damn, Mary, I'm putting our differences aside. I'm whatever you
Yeah.
need me to do." Yeah, because at at this moment, at the end of the day, I don't care what squabbles we
Yeah.
may have as a group. She got some real life shit going on, and I think Lisa will be one of the first people
Yeah.
to empathize, sympathize, because when Jack was going through
Yeah.
a situation. So I feel like Lisa will
Yeah.
be the first one to be like, to reach out to her.
And I think Mary and Lisa's situation, it's like they're on again, off again.
They're frenemies.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of have that
Yeah.
Giselle Karen type of banter.
Yeah,
They're not as close, but
they
it's kind of
don't
like,
hate each other.
yeah,
It's like whatever.
yeah. They nitpicky with each
Yeah.
other. So, but But we did say that Robert Jr. is now in rehab, so he is definitely
Word on the street,
getting the
yes.
help
He's getting the help that
that
he
he
needs. Yeah.
needs. So I
He
hope.
admitted to his problem, and that was a good thing. I mean, we saw it on
Okay,
camera.
can he admit to leaving that woman alone? Now that would be the next step. I
She
hope.
seems toxic, and
That's what I'm saying.
I
She
see where
seems like
Mary
she's
was
part
coming
of the
from. Like,
problem.
I don't even know who you are, and now he's married. She didn't even know he was married.
Yeah, remember she said she just remembered them getting
It's
dressed,
the
going down to the
drugs.
courthouse. Yes.
The drugs will do that. So I just hope he just leave her alone. Divorce, leave her alone.
Yes, because she is part of the problem. Don't let her back into your house. Change the locks.
Yeah.
When Robert comes out of rehab,
Mm-hmm.
change the locks. Get him a new number.
Mm.
And damn, I might have to say, you might have to take it during certain times of the day to and go through it to make sure he's not contacting her,
Well, if you're
because
gonna
he'll
live
be
in
one
my
of
house, there's rules and regulations
right.
till you get your own place.
Yeah, because you don't want him relapsing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So
You know, Robert Senior, he in the room when they recording. He said, "Mary, you can come back on the show, but I ain't got nothing to do
right,
with
Mary,
this."
let me stay in my study. That's what I'm
He
thinking.
did a Michael Darby.
Jesus. So you guys, please comment below how you feel about this scene with Mary and Robert Jr. How do you feel about it?
And
Was
also,
this something that should have been discussed on camera, or what do y'all feel?
and not just that, I want to talk about also like the double standard. It's like, you know, I know we talked about Mary's son or whatever, but I'm just want to talk about also a little bit briefly what y'all feel like with Mary. Like, it's always, even I can mention other Bravo women, black women, you know, uh, Quad, um, maybe Nene or whoever. But it's like, why is it that they always get called the angry woman? She's angry. She's, you know, whatever. Angry,
Aggressive.
aggressive, ghetto, or whatever. But when their counterparts do it, it's nothing. It's like, oh no. Yeah. Because we talked about the last episode. It's like, come on now, Meredith. You were yelling at Mary's house. Now, if we were sitting here and call you get her, she would have got offensive.
Oh please.
Yeah.
Should have been trying to windmill. So,
But
I mean, you
also,
already know.
yeah, also let us know about, do you think that Mary should have done that scene or that should have been a private moment before we wrap up? Because it's not going to take too long. What do you think? Should it have been a private scene or should she have done that moment?
Yeah, that's a good comment for the people.
No, I want to hear what you want to say.
What I do, I feel like.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I feel like Mary may have talked to Robert Jr. about this before they recorded the situation to ask him if he thought it was okay. I don't think that, knowing the type of person that Mary is, by her being a
Yeah.
very private person, I feel like she may have had a discussion with Robert Jr., asking him if they could talk about it on camera first.
Hmm.
So I feel like because that conversation was had initially, because I don't feel like Mary's the type of person that would just bombard her kid with these cameras coming in. Hey, let's talk about your
Yeah.
addiction. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they talked about it first. And I feel like that if everybody agreed to it, then I
Hmm.
feel like it was definitely a conversation worth having. And to piggyback off of what you said, this could actually be the blueprint
Hmm.
to parents who might be struggling with their kid having an addiction and them not knowing
Hmm.
how to confront their
Yeah.
child without their child feeling like they getting blown down on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just feel like it was a much needed conversation. It was just it was just good all around to see a parent coming at their
Hmm.
child gently and coming at their child
Hmm.
with love to say, "Hey, okay, we got this problem. You feel like it's a problem?" Yes. Okay,
Hmm.
so what are we going to do to get you better? So I feel like it was a very effective conversation, and I feel like it was much needed, and I'm just praying that Robert Jr. just get the help that he needs, and that once he comes out of rehab and he becomes sober, that he stays away from that woman and all things that could make him relapse. So
Well,
I hope that's the
yeah,
case.
he has to do that. But I'm gonna piggyback on that, and I definitely agree. I mean, I don't. I know Mary. She's very protective of her family.
Oh yeah, she's a
So
mama bear.
you know, if the cameras came in, she was like, no, we're not doing that. She would have said. So definitely, I definitely agree with that. She discussed that, you know, with Robert Jr. Junior, but she definitely discussed it with him, and I just appreciate it because it's like, you know, for the people, sometimes parents, you don't know what your child is going through,
Yeah.
and you can take. She showed a different approach. Her approach was very, she sensed something was going wrong with him, and she was like, "Oh, I knew about the weed, but she said, that it was real." She was like, "Oh, I knew about the weed, but you don't."
Zanny and
Yeah,
Coke. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, okay, so, and she was like, "Do you want to get help?" And I love that about Mary because she was like, because you can't tell somebody, "Do you want to get help?" Because it's up to the person.
Yeah. We could want help for you
Yeah,
all day, but if you don't want help for yourself,
do you
then
want to get help?
right.
And he was like, "Yeah," and well, as we know in the blogs, he's in rehab and getting himself together. So I really appreciate that moment. It was authentic. It was real. When we say reality, that was,
Yeah, that's taking
yeah,
me back to
yeah,
the real world that we was
yes,
watching.
yes, yes,
The real world.
and
Like that to me was very much giving
mm,
real world
it
vibes.
wasn't. Oh, I
It
need a
wasn't scripted.
storyline.
Yep,
Yeah,
this was not
no,
scripted. This is Mary's real ass
yeah,
life with her real ass son who's going through a real ass addiction.
yeah,
So,
and I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. Don't go back to that hoe. She's toxic.
Yes,
I could tell she was toxic laying up in that bed.
get that hoe out the house.
Cause she want the money. She an
Oh
addict
yeah.
too, so she want the
Yes.
money for yeah.
Yeah, and Mary got the money, and whenever
Mm-hmm.
he asked her for Cash
Mm-hmm.
App, and she's sending the money. Oh yeah.
So she said,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm quite sure enjoying the benefits of being with him. Not so much that she
So
loved him.
Robert Jr., I'm just praying for you, and I hope you get it together. And thank you for y'all being authentic and real in
Yeah,
that
because
moment.
they're putting the real back into reality TV because so much of reality TV is so scripted, it's so fake, it's so phony. And this
Yeah,
was a moment that
people could relate.
yeah, so we came up when reality TV was birthed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have watched
We was on the
reality.
real world, and
Yes,
Pedro
we
had
saw,
HIV. We was
which
like,
we really didn't know what it was at the time
yeah,
because
but we was like, wait, what's going on? And then he
yes.
died. I'm like, oh, Pedro.
Right, cause see, back then when we found out, like back then they was talking about, they was
Mm-hmm.
saying that HIV, they was pretty much classifying it as cancer because they didn't know what it was. They was basically like, oh, this cancer, this, and then when they found out that, they started delving deeper, like, no, this is an autoimmune deficiency type of virus,
It's
and they came
real
up with,
though,
yes, it was real.
real.
We watched,
We
yes,
had Tammy going through abortion.
we had Puck and Trishelle, like we just
Yes.
had all
And the
these,
original OGs. Remember, because
yep,
Kevin had the school homegirl, like, you don't know what it is to be. I was like, oh, damn. Like, you don't know what it is to be black. And
yeah,
it was like, and it, if y'all need to watch that
yeah.
because it actually is like in this time frame. But y'all think it wasn't like back then? Yeah, because we had the Rodney King situation. We had all that back
Yeah,
then.
we had a lot of shit going on
Yeah.
that. So the people that's watching reality TV now, it's like y'all will never know what reality used to be. Like y'all seeing this scripted shit. Like we was watching real people going through real ass shit, i.e., AIDS, HIV, uh,
Racism.
racism,
Yeah.
abortion. Like it. This
Abortion.
was real shit.
And people was getting on. It's like, yeah, when Tammy Roman, aka Miss Basketball Wives, whatever. Well, she doing her thing now. She
Oh
yes,
yes,
Miss Tammy.
thank you. And Evelyn is eating
But she
it up.
told everybody the
Yeah.
reason. She gave a reason, and people were judging. I never judged. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
you know,
I was just sitting here wondering, like, God, like, I was just watching this stuff and I was just like,
because we saw her at the
wow.
clinic and
Yes,
after the procedure,
yes,
and I think that
dealing
was
with the aftermath of
yes, and
abortion
she was
in
like,
real
oh,
time.
she could barely get in the car. And it was like, we see the realness.
Yeah. So this shit that we watching and reviewing now, it's so fake, it's so phony. But we just want to say for Mary, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
taking us back to what reality TV really is. It's not this,
It's your
it's
life.
real gritty, real life shit because
Yeah.
life be lifing. And the shit that we watching now is sensationalized, is drama, is it's kind of dumb,
Yeah,
but
because people want to see fights and arguments or whatever. I mean, that's gonna happen regardless. But it's like, could we see all the real? Because yeah, on the real world, they have fights. Who's not gonna have fights and
right,
arguments? But it was the real.
it was the real.
All right, y'all. The real,
It's the real. All right,
not the
y'all.
show. The real. It was the
Yeah, it was
real.
the real.
The
So y'all
real
like, share,
world.
comment, subscribe, and get hop on the YouTube and look up the real world and look up this shit. Like get on YouTube and put
She's
in
talking too much. I'm
Pedro.
about to call. I say
Put in
call. Pour
Pedro,
me another
put in
drink.
Tammy, put in Puck, put in Trishelle, and you gonna see some real
Yes.
shit.
No, seriously. Like,
No,
if
that
y'all have not watched the Real World, watch it. It was. I'm talking about the OG Real
yeah,
World.
that's why I said type in those
Even the
names.
new ones, it was still authentic and
Yeah,
real.
it was
It was
until it
never
wasn't.
scripted.
Yeah, it was
Well,
until it wasn't.
they don't do it no more.
Yeah, no, it was
Cause
real
I guess
until
they
it
got
wasn't.
tired because this new generation.
Well,
Because the new they
they had
wanted.
to start sensationalizing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The new generation wanted to.
And then we got New
Yeah.
York and all of them. Yeah,
No,
so
New York wasn't on very well.
no, I said I'm talking about
Oh, the
reality
states.
TV, how we
Oh.
started to sensationalize it. So they came up with Flavor of Love, and we came up with New York, who is one of
So
the
then, yeah, in
reality
the
TV
later seasons, like
icons.
20 something, 20, season 20, yeah, the real world is kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, God. Like, now y'all
Reality
just trying to
TV
do stuff.
started shifting with New York and Flavor Flav
It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
with
I see,
Flavor
I
of Love.
perceive that because
Yeah.
it's like, now we got to do something
Yeah, it's like we
to
have to
make it
change. Yes, we
interesting.
have to change the
I'm going to
trajectory.
argue with you, have a fight with you,
Yes,
read you,
we're gonna take a hip hop icon
fight
and we're
you.
gonna find love and we're gonna find women to vie for his affection. Like, who really wants to be with Flav Flav? Anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.
To believe in me, and I really don't care. You know you wanna be me, but you never will. You're my competition. I'm already winning.